Joining me is Captain Crystal. I'm so excited about this interview. It's good to finally meet you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here. I'm excited about all these questions that are coming to me, and why are we on the road to Memphis, and who knows where else we're going with our little program.
Right, before we start anything, we need to put something on your head, and you need to tell me why you're doing that.
Oh, okay. You're gonna love this. Okay, so we'll have to rearrange the camera. Hold on a second. All right. So, and this is the sash that goes with it. So
what's this then?
This is I'm Miss Senior Washington World right now, and I'm going for the Miss World and for the seniors. And the reason why I do this is because when we have our little dream catcher balloon out there, it gives all these kids and stuff, and especially our veterans, a chance to have something else to smile about. You know, like the fairy wings and the little princess parties and stuff like that. All kids like sparkle. All people like bling. So I've been wearing this when I was crowned a national title, unbeknownst to me a couple years ago. I ended up using that because our platform was the Dreamcatcher balloon, you know, giving joy to people. How do we get our word out the best way? And so we went in that direction. And so it's just kind of stuck. And I found out there's a group of women from around the world who are philanthropists, or they have missions with people with foster kids, or giving out scholarships to underprivileged women in Chicago or whatever. So everyone has their journey, and everyone has they're looking for people to support their programs.
Yes.
So I thought, why not give it a shot and see where it happens? So
Fantastic.
This is what my shot is right now. So take a good look. I'll take this off and I'll
Beautiful.
go back to my Captain Crystal look again. But you know, it's just been, this is the fun part. This is my takeaway from this. So I'm out there working with.
Well, before we go any further, let's just tell people what the Dream Catcher balloon is. It's a fantastic thing. Tell me about what it is and what you do with it, because it's such a great project.
Yes.
So what is it?
Thank you. So the dreamcatcherballoon.org is a 501c3 nonprofit. We are the only balloon of its kind in the world. It's a seat, not a basket, that's been lifted up. It allows kids in wheelchairs to be at 22 inches, or seniors, or anyone disabled who can't walk or maybe have assistance. Baskets won't work for everyone.
Yeah.
We had a kid with cerebral palsy whose legs were straight out like this. A basket would not work. Yeah. And at the event we were at, out of the 200 kids, he would have been the only one. Well, I keep referring to them as kids. This is not true. He's about 30 some odd. But, you know, to me, they're a young spirit. You know, the joy of seeing a hot air balloon, but for him to be the only one left behind, I said, there's got to be something I can do. So we created this program so everyone gets a chance to ride. And what we're doing with the Dreamcatcher Balloon program right now is we're doing a 300 feet on a seat. Yeah. I don't know anyone else is doing this. We're tethered down to the ground, and it spins 360 slowly. So with those who have like with conditions like quadriplegic or something where they can't move their head, they don't have to. Yeah. We move the balloon for them. So that's why the program's unique. And the Dreamcatcher balloon is my love. It's my creation, and I can't do it without all the community members who have been involved. We are driven by donations and by sponsors. And so we're out here in Memphis, Tennessee. How's that for a quick?
Oh, amazing. When did it start, Crystal? How long ago did this begin for? I mean, you were obviously a balloon pilot before, right?
Right. I've been involved with balloon for about 38 years.
Yes.
And in 2012, well, I've been always looking. I've been always asked, what can I do? You know, someone who had no limbs said, I want to fly. And I went, I don't have any way of holding you in a basket. And then I had a senior who was 4'11". She couldn't get in the basket. I was thinking, how do I get her out of it once I get her? I mean, we can get her in with steps and stuff, but she still has a disability that she couldn't move a whole well. And then we had other things. So with all of these culminating, I said, what would it take? What would it take for us to create something that everyone would have a chance to fly? And so I kind of thought on this for a while, and Paolo Bonanno from Italy had a seat that he put out there. It's 2 seats, and it shows that hooked up differently with a ring on top, as opposed to having 4 poles. because I want to have an open seat basis, which means those can wheel from the side or use a slider board to get on,
Right.
so that my crew doesn't have to lift someone, because sometimes you get people who are a little bit harder, and my crew were at the time all seniors.
Right.
So I live in a senior community. Anyway, so that's how it started, is what would it take? Apollo had this. I said, that would work, but I don't have the money to pay for that. That was a lot of money at the time. So I just kind of like put it on the back burner. And as soon as I said that, a lady called me and said, listen, I've got this 501c3 I'm not using anymore. It's like $10 to transfer it to you. Do you want? I went, sure. So the whole thing was now fundraising. So we fundraised by 2015. We had all the components put together. The person who purchased the Bonanno seat, it went into a warehouse on the east side.
Yeah.
Just gone. Now it's no longer, it's the only one in the United States. There was one in Australia and one in Italy, and then this was the third one. And then when it popped back up, I had the money, had the sponsorship. I had someone call me and said, are you still looking for that seat? Because it's been how many years now that you've been raising money and creating this program and stuff. And so we ended up buying the seat. And then one thing led to another. We had sponsorship for the balloon envelope, and we had sponsorship for this. And it's been wonderful. It's been a great journey. And the whole thing was, you have to work with the FAA in a different way. They have never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
So that's another story. But the whole thing is, we're now up and running. We've given over 3,000 rides.
Wow.
For free. We ask for donations. Obviously, veterans always ride for free.
Yeah.
We used to free fly it, like take off and stuff. And then we discovered that a lot of people couldn't get their chase vehicle, which means their caregiver with their bus, to get out to a field. They're not equipped for that. And we realized we need to go higher, because it was first designed for 25 feet.
Yeah.
25 feet is way scary for someone in a wheelchair.
For
or
sure,
way
right?
scary for someone who's on the ground all the time, right? But how can we actually give this a thrill? So we ended up saying, we can make this higher. We can do this higher safely.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to have very calm winds. You can't do this with any kind of wind at all. Let me show you something. So the balloon is designed. See, it has the butterflies.
Yes.
These butterflies are 20 feet tall.
Wow.
So when the wind catches it, you can see what the issue would be.
Yes.
So she becomes her own spinner.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work for us. So what we did is we decided we really need to have calm conditions anyway, because there's a lot of anxiety involved
For sure,
with
right?
someone with a disability.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a board of directors, and out of them I have like one with spina bifida and 2 are quadriplegic, and I had to give them all rides to see what their reaction was. And it was like, if at first like, oh my, and the other one's like, ah. This is a cute story. So one of my directors used to be a hot air balloon pilot, and she got in an accident, and now she's a quadriplegic.
Right.
So 14 years later, Denise has not been in a balloon because of her condition. And I said, we've got this balloon now. Would you like to test it? So we had a TV station from Brazil come up to do a story on her.
Right.
And we put her in the balloon. I kid you not. We're flying, we're coming down, and her arm automatically lifts. The first time I've ever seen this. Lifted automatically. She goes, Crystal, did you see that? And I said, what? She goes, my arm just lifted. And I went, okay. So we're flying along again, and we come down over the trees, we come down, and she does this again. And this time I caught it. It's on video.
Right.
And I said, it was an instinct. It was an impulse. Her muscle had memory of reaching up and hitting the burners.
Yeah. Wow.
We're crying by the time we're landing. It was like, so now we know we are doing something. Every time we fly, we are creating an opportunity for someone to have something turn on. We've seen kids who are more comatose, kind of like this, and we've seen them turn on and reach for the balloon, and mom and dad are like screaming, oh my God. Did you see this? We had a guy who was one of my directors before he passed with Parkinson's. And I said, we're going to come to your area. I know you can't come to me. He was at his last days. And I told everyone, I said, do you know why we're here? And all the group who had gathered said, no, we don't understand him. We don't know what he's saying. And I said, We're here to give him a ride. And we had another veteran who had come all the way like 2 hours, 3 hours away, who is laying flat. She had been in an accident, had cerebral palsy and all these other things that had happened after, or MS. There was something going on where she couldn't sit up straight for a long period of time. So we were giving them free rides. That's what we were doing. And he gets up to 20 feet off the ground. And all of a sudden he goes, wife, friends, look at me. I'm flying. What do you say to that?
Yeah.
We're looking at this. And of course, everyone's like, their eyes are this big. And it's not, because we had to assist them into the balloon, into the seat. So of course, that's another thing. But you know what? This is a picture of him on the day of his flight right here.
Wow.
Oops. Yeah, up on the top.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was beautiful. So what we're trying to do is not just give a hot air balloon ride. We're here to give an experience with Dreamcatcher Balloon, but we're also watching what comes out of this. You know, we've had 104-year-old people that that's a rope. I'm going, what? You know, so I'm become alive. And I think that's what the program's kind of more. So I'm getting curious thinking about some of the amazing experiences I've had. 3,000 people. We were sent to the Philippines twice.
Wow.
And we gave 135 free rides to seniors. Some came as far away as 3 hours. Manila, because we were down in this little area, the largest balloon festival and music festival in Southeast Asia. And I'm looking at all these corporate pilots from around the world and their big, beautiful balloons with their logos. I'm going, we're just a little teeny tiny nonprofit who is looking at ways to bring joy. And
how rewarding, how rewarding, amazing.
Thanks.
And amazing.
There's nothing like having a pilot from Brazil who's flying amazing stuff come to you and say, you're doing such amazing work, and you're going, thank you.
So the people that get to fly, Crystal, are they booked well in advance, or do you take people on the day as they arrive? How does that work then? When you're at an event, the people that are going to fly with you, how do they get into the program?
If we create the event, like we're creating an event in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, we're on a multi-state tour right now with Dreamcatcher. Since COVID, there's been this cry for, we need joy. We need a lift. So I said, okay, we came to Memphis. We've been asked to be here. We tried to be here 3 years ago, and then everything changed.
Yeah.
So when we're here, they're setting up the Children's Hospital, and they're setting up the Veterans Hospital. So we come here and we say, put us to work. I'll come in advance. If you have a senior center, if you have anything, let me know. I'll just do the job. Yeah. And but on the one in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, we're having veterans sign up in advance, so we know what the number count is.
Right. And
that way we can send emails to them, because some people are coming out from a long ways away to be there. So we're sending emails to them so that they can know what the weather's going to be night of, day of, you know, if you're coming 2 hours away to be in this balloon. Yeah. So that one's tied into Miss Wheelchair Idaho. Yes. Is getting her list of people. So the adaptive community, which means those who are in wheelchairs of all ages, who are usually very mobile, doing different activities, that group's going to be coming in, and we have the veterans coming in on that one. And as we're doing this tour, we left on June 1 to get to Memphis. And now that we're here, we have, I call it muggy Memphis. I have never experienced weather like, I'm from Washington State, remember that. So yeah, we're open. We did have someone contact us when we were putting the tour together, because I have it on we have a Dreamcatcher Balloon Facebook. Mom's 90 years old, bucket list forever, really need to have this done. And I said, well, you should just text us. And I went, okay, I can fit you in between Memphis and Kansas. Let's find a spot. So we're doing a personal event for one person and their family as a party, a celebration of life, you know? So, yeah.
Fantastic. So how long are you going to be on the road for now this summer? All summer?
No. I have a B&B that I operate at home, and I do have a hot air balloon business at home in Washington State, up in the North Olympic Peninsula. So We're on the road till the 13th of July, and we're testing this out. My whole thing is, you can't grow unless the people know.
Yes.
They need to know we're here. Being in Washington State and sitting there doesn't let people know. We got enough donations these last few years to be able to send a tour and said, okay, we want to be at your event. What can you do to help us as well? And so it's a joint thing. You know, they donate this much, we donate this much. That gets us throughout the program and throughout the tour. I think some years ago I decided I'm not going to pay for this out of my pocket anymore. I have to have it self-sustaining.
Yeah.
And it is. It's self-sustaining now. So our big thing is, let's see where we go with this, right?
Amazing. Well, it's such a fantastic story, Captain Crystal. I'm so happy I got to meet you this morning virtually, and I hope I get to see you in real life somewhere out on the road. And
I hope so. I hope so. We're everywhere, and people can always find out where we're at on the Facebook page, because we do keep it up to date of where we're at and where we're going, so that if there's someone who says, I've got, you know, little Johnny, or I've got this person, whatever, then we make that possible so that they can come out and just tag on a ride or do something.
So the social medias, it's all dreamcatcher.org or the Dreamcatcher?
Dreamcatcherballoon.org. Goes to our website. That's where people can go if they want to donate for our gas money right now. We just got $300 in gas money yesterday. Like, okay, I see your drive. We drive a 35-foot bus.
Yeah.
And the bus was donated. And we had a few issues on this trip, brake lines, you know, things like that. And I like inspected it thoroughly to make sure it'd make the road trip perfectly. And I tell people, okay, as mature people, and some of us being seniors, things happen. You have to be prepared. You have to be positive and just go with the flow. So we've been going with the flow, and everything has worked out. It took us between Idaho, Wyoming, and Oklahoma to get the brake lines fixed completely. But everyone was there at each location saying, let me get you to the next location. Let me get to the next location, because it's hard to find a mechanic in an unknown area. And some people don't have, or parts for an old, 2002 bus. So I said, well, you know what? Our next sponsor is going to come in with this nicely used bus and say, here you go, Captain. This is for the Dreamcatcher. I mean, I'm always thinking, where can we go from here and how can we grow? And I've got some ideas on creating new ideas on balloon aircraft and stuff that will allow more things to happen. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, Crystal, thanks for joining us. I'll let you get back on the road, and it's great speaking to you. Take care and have a fantastic week.
Thank you again. Thank you.